Afternoon all. How you doing? Afternoon Diamond. Llewellyn. Who's ready for non-farm payroll? 8 minutes to go. T-minus 8 minutes and counting. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to trade. Profster, I'm on time. Good. I thought you were going to say I'm on fire then. Afternoon, Peter. I've actually not done bad this morning. I know I said I wasn't going to trade this morning, but I did. I took a few trades. I'm up about 360 quid. $360. Not bad. But tough this morning. Not really very good trading conditions. But switching over to M5, I'm certainly not going to be trading M1. Let me just re-put the EA on there to tidy it all up. Double check those settings. Right. So, yeah, non-farm, obviously at 130. All the unemployment figures. And we got PMI this afternoon as well. I completely forgot that. I missed that. So, yeah, PMI at 3 o'clock as well. So there is something to happen after after market open today. So I'm probably not going to stay on an awful lot of time this afternoon, but I'm just going to certainly trade non-farm and see what happens in non-farm anyway. I say I'm going to trade it. I'm going to watch it. Excuse me. And if I see a decent opportunity, we'll trade it. But the other pair I'm going to watch is the S&P because that tends to move very quick. I need to set this. Actually, should I trade the S&P or the NASDAQ? NAS. Let's do NAS. What was our average range? So let's go 500. I don't know, 2,500 to do. 0.25%. Reducing risk. Not going crazy. It's non-farm. Afternoon, Bruno. Let me just put two on those two. NAS, 2. Right, so I'm set up. Just getting stuff ready. So obviously non-farm is a complete lottery. It will go up or it will go down. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. We'll watch Euro US dollar as well, because that'll give us a good indication of exactly what's going on with it. Let's not watch it on M1, let's watch it on M5. So levels are things you need to watch out for at non-farm. Supply and demand zones. So somewhere up there, potentially, we could be looking to hit. To the downside, obviously, we've got this level here. And we've got the gap fill at 14,000. So obviously this level here as well from yesterday. So any big strong pushes up to or taking liquidity from these levels will be fade opportunities, depending on how far it goes. Looking at the NASDAQ, obviously that level there, somewhere up there. Gosh, difficult on the NAS, isn't it? I guess there. It's a bit too close though. There's lots of levels we could use on the NAS. I would would probably say actually, whoops. Down there. So that's what I'll be kind of watching. See if we get to any of those levels on the spikes and use those as fade opportunities. Obviously, the other option you've got is literally stops above the highs, stops above the lows. Look for spike outs, look for breakouts and runs, basically. Obviously, there's a danger of getting stopped out. It's a bit difficult to pick a low on this. Could kind of go anywhere. So I'll have a go at breakouts on the DAX with 0.25%. And then I'll use the NASDAQ just to monitor, really. So where's my pen gone again? God's sake, Epic Pen. Why do you keep disappearing? So yeah, so basically as soon as we go looking for a big old spike in one direction or the other, quite often you'll get a whipsaw. So I get taken up into both positions. If one of them hits TP, I'll win. If both of them stop out, I lose. And that's a danger of news trading. But the best play is to see where price goes to and then fade it. Because 9 times out of 10 non-farm payroll will just go somewhere and then fade the entire move. It's trying to pick where we get to, which is the hard part. So let's see how we do. I'm not going to trade this on my live account. On my funded account. I keep saying live account. I'm not going to trade this on my funded account. Excuse me. I've got a bad frog in my throat. 30 seconds to go. We'll keep an eye on Euro US dollar. You watch this build up and then it's going to go. Be one of those. We've got the gap fill to the south on the DAX, and we've got the longer term gap fill to the south on the DAX as well. Let's turn tick strike on. Let's turn financial juice on. Really?
431k, 431k.
There we go.
Lower than the forecast of 490k.
Lower.
Unemployment rate 3.6%, 3.6%. Lower than the forecast of 3.7%. US average earnings year on year 5.6%, 5.6%.
Strong US dollar.
5.5%. US private payrolls 426k, 426k. Lower than the forecast of 495k. US average work week hours 34.6, 34.6, but that is lower than the forecast of 34.7. Also seeing US average earnings month over month 0.4%, 0.4% in line with the forecast of 0.4%. US manufacturing payrolls of 38k, 38k, higher than the forecast of 32k. US
Bullish by the sounds of things.
62.4% in line with the forecast of 62.4%. Taking a look to the markets now, not seeing a huge amount of long-term reaction on the Indices, a bit of whipsaw on the S&P 500 as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that S&P's just literally pulled down, pulled back into center. Nothing. God, nothing. Oh, what a build up for a load of nothing. US dollar is off to the upside. US dollar yen spiking, US dollar Swiss spiking, pound US dollar coming down, euro US dollar coming down. So markets are negatively reaction to it. Obviously negative reaction on the markets, positive reaction on the US dollar. So it's long US dollar, short markets. Not enough though to move it. We will probably get shorts coming in now. I'm going to short, I'm about to short one on the DAX. S&P and the NASDAQ are moving much faster. Obviously, the US markets are moving faster off the back of this because it's US news. But just watching them for whipsaws, we are just literally pushing down at the minute. This is not a big reaction at all for non-farm. Afternoon, Neo. So this could quite easily just be it, and we're just going to fade. So nothing, didn't get any reaction. Market's too scared to move. We may get some longer term move. We'll see if they hold the first 5 minutes, and if they do, then obviously we could see some continuation movement. But it definitely looks short. I'm going short one in the DAX on my funded account. And the only reason I'm trading this on the funded account is because there's hardly any reaction to it. I'm putting like a $50 stop on a short here. See if we can get continuation, but this may well just pop down to this area and just fade straight back up again. We'll see. What channel is this? This is Financial Juice. So on Financial Juice, you've got, it says delayed, right? It's delayed literally by about 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. So the news comes in pretty much live and Tick Strike is live, but this is delayed by a couple of seconds. So I don't care. 4 or 5 seconds to me is nothing. I can see what's going on in the market. But that's what it is. That's who's talking, this guy. Basically, he just reads the news. So you don't have to... If red news comes out, he reads it. Just makes life so much easier. And obviously, if there's a big spike in the market, Tick Strike tells you there's a big spike in the market. So it's nice just to have it there to get an audible indication of what's going on. So straight down into support so far. So we'll see if they want to push it down off the back of that. But overall, it's very mixed. So non-farm was negative, unemployment rate was positive, earnings were as expected. So got a positive, a negative, and a neutral. So it's nothing unexpected. Well, that was a bit of a no, wasn't it? So, what's that? Sorry, delivery just arrived. Not got any particular reaction to that. We'll just monitor it and see how it goes. So I'm just holding one short on the DAX. See if we get... I was hoping they were going to come down and try and get the gap fill off of that, but obviously didn't bother. Anywho, so today, so far ADRs, we've got nothing much. God, that's the most pathetic non-farm payroll I've ever seen in my life. They better move it off of PMI this afternoon. We've got bullish price action coming in. I'm just showing that short. Or shall I? Shall I let it go? That's $50. Let it go. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar is the only ADR hit we've got today. Came straight off the highs, reversal. Very nice. So nice, easy ADR reversal there. But and the pound odd. So obviously that one's hit to the downside. We're just rejecting actually right now. It's just come in, this one. So nice big drop on the pound odd. Obviously most people don't want to see that, but we have hit ADR. We've just taken out these lows here. So obviously everybody that's in this liquidity run here will be in long. Anybody that got in after the initial break will be in long with their stops probably under this area here, which has just been taken out at ADR. So it's whether or not they're going to come down and do another run down here. It's very, very sideways, this at the minute. As you can see, obviously the Australian dollar has been powering up today, which is why the pound odd's coming down. The pound has got nothing at the minute. It's literally a case of everything is being pushed around at the moment by the opposite currency with the pound. So if nothing's moving, the pound's not moving. So same kind of thing as we normally see on the euro. So that's why that's coming down at the moment, because we've got a fairly strong Australian dollar at the minute. Obviously, if that starts to wane off, we're going to see this all sort of start to pull back as the Aussie drops a little bit. But that's only ADRs we've had today. As you can imagine, there's no RSI extensions because market's not really moved today. The only thing we've got on the 4 hour is what we had this morning, which is New Zealand dollar Swiss. And yeah, that's basically come off of RSI extension now anyway, because we had the move this morning. So nothing to look at all. The opening of Tokyo session is stronger. Yeah. The opening of any session is stronger than that. That was the worst non-farm payroll I've seen. It's amazing. You look forward to something for an entire month, and then it comes along and does that. So we've got some bullish price action coming in. I can hear ticking in. So they're buying back up the drop. Like I said, fading the move, but I wouldn't really class that as a move. So it's quite hard to fade. Not really worth fading it, is it? Nothing to fade. So we're probably just going to pull back into the range, wait for New York open. And then New York obviously will take it in a direction in about an hour or so's time. But yeah, not an awful lot really you can do with that today, unfortunately. Well, I was hoping to get some trades off the back of that. US dollar seems to have had a very good reaction to it, though. So the indices don't seem to be doing a lot, but the US dollar seems to be moving pretty well. So if we look at the US dollar Swiss, that's pushed out to the highs. US dollar CAD has pushed out to new highs, and the yen has just taken out the liquidity at those highs as well. So we could be seeing some US dollar strength starting to come in off the back of that now, which might continue to move. Either that or they're just reaching for levels to grab liquidity and then we'll short back out of it. So keep an eye on anything that you see moving up to levels. US dollar yen is the main one I can see at the moment. US dollar Swiss is also taking out those levels as well for shorts. So this could just be a liquidity grab across all of these. US dollar CAD's just pulled straight back into 50% retracement. So might be a nice short on the US dollar Swiss and the US dollar yen. But again, wouldn't look to play it much more than where we've been at the moment. Sort of back down to the bottom of range. God, what a letdown. I was expecting something exciting to happen off that.
IEA Chief Grossi says, I do have an agreement framework on nuclear security and safety in Ukraine, but it's been agreed separately with Ukraine and Russia.
Nuclear security. Stop talking about nuclear security. Right. Well, that was kind of it. Oh my God, I haven't seen that bloke for ages. See this bloke coming up all the time. Used to. I can't remember what his name is, but he's the master of affiliate marketing and running and setting up businesses on Amazon and stuff like that. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, ClickFunnels. He does lots of stuff with ClickFunnels. Another one of these. Yeah, there you go. He just basically flogs anything with marketing. Haven't seen him for a while. I wonder why he's suddenly coming up on my timeline. Right, we've got a little bit of negative movement on the indices. So DAX short just pulled straight back into support. This is where I bought it from. I bought this this morning. I literally have taken 2 trades this morning. Both of them took absolutely ages and bagged me like $360. So I would expect potentially another bounce here. Just getting bought up. But we'll see. Moving that to break even and cancelling off the other pending. So that's it, really. Just taking that short. Anybody got anything else they want to look at? It's a bit of a crap session, that, wasn't it? Should we do another one? I was expecting to get some decent movement off of that. and then stay on for half an hour or so. But that's rubbish. There's nothing to do with that, is there? Can't really do anything. We can either discuss other stuff. I don't really want to trade this afternoon, to be honest, because it's Friday afternoons are quite often killers. Do occasionally get big moves, but after a non-farm payroll like that, I don't think we're going to have an awful lot, because what happens on Friday afternoons a lot of the time is London is off doing other things, so you get half the liquidity at the New York Open, and it tends to be a bit of a whippy session quite often, so sometimes it's pretty good, but it's the first day of the month as well, and we've had virtually no movement so far today. Everybody's celebrating after the quarter and month ends, so I think this afternoon really is a kind of washout, but so I'm not going to really trade it this afternoon. Pound US dollar came down nicely. Yeah, pound US dollar's moving well. It's come down to support though. So long right now. Long, stop under the lows. Trade it back up to the highs. Potentially. I mean, there's some lovely wicks there, but we are still coming down on the indices, so you may well get a continuation strength on the US dollar. Basically, as long as this is coming down, that will come down with it, because you're seeing US dollar strength, which is driving the indices down. Obviously, US dollar strength is going to drive down pound US dollar. But we are at support. We're sitting at support on everything at the minute. That's all it's managed to do. Grab liquidity. So I would say it's probably going to just retrace. Just going to put a break-even stop on my other trade as well. There we go. So, another dud. We've had this before with FOMC as well, haven't we? Got all excited about FOMC and then it literally does nothing. But we'll see. So that's really all I've got for you today, unless anybody wants to cover anything. Oh, actually, there was something I wanted to cover quickly. Somebody asked me about my Forex funds and whether they were legit or not. This is one of the channels in Discord for my Forex funds. I'm just hiding the groups and the people because I don't want to show the names, most of them. But this is the payout proof channel, basically. People getting paid. Just to show, obviously, my Forex funds promote this. I've just got an email from my Forex funds saying it's payout day. When you get paid out, please go and share it. So this is legit. I've seen the other side of this now, the email that you get asking them to go and do this, asking you to go and do this. So these are people getting paid $18,000, 500 or whatever on that one, $33, $231. These are obviously small accounts. $5,000, 400, 23 grand. No, that's their account number. Should really bank that out. 6,000, 200 quid. So lots of people getting paid, basically. Lots of different amounts of money. The biggest one I've seen in here is about 27k for a month. 800 there. 800, another 800. 2 grand. 700. 300. There are some big ones in here. 800. 7 grand. So I don't know who it was that asked me about it, but yeah, they're legit. This goes on and on and on and on. Daily. Literally. Daily. Yeah, a lot of people getting paid. I can keep scrolling. My finger will probably fall off by the time I get to the top of this. So as for legitimacy, yeah, they are. And I've all these guys in yellow here. These are all in my channel, which is the it's called Evaluation Chat. You can only access this channel and get this yellow colour when you're funded. So these are all funded guys. So I just wanted to show you that because somebody asked about it. And it's good to see because obviously a lot of prop firms are utter rubbish, as we know. I've tried to trade with some of them and they're just crap. So I thought I'd just show that because I just got access to the channels in Discord, all the funded channels, just to show people it is real. You can do it. But yeah, anyway. So we're holding off down here at support. So this might be a nice little long opportunity here. Lots of wicks, lots of absorption down here on pound US dollar. Looking to come back up. Right, that's all we've really got for you today. I'm not going to trade anymore this afternoon. The open will probably be fairly volatile because we didn't get anything off of non-farm payroll. But I don't really want to push it anymore this afternoon. So I'm a little bit down in this account today. Well, I am at the moment. If this tanks, then I'll be up. But I'm up in the funded account by nearly $400. So I'm just going to sort of sit with that today. If I can make sort of $400, $500 a day, really, just want to keep it. You've closed your short on the DAX. Yeah. It's coming down still. I just break even it rather than close it. Well, it depends how much profit you got, but I'm just break even in mine at the minute. I'm chancing it. If that fades and then pops back down again, we'll see some decent strength. But off the back of that, I'm not expecting much. Did I ever trade with True Forex funds? No, never traded with them. True Forex funds. No. 80-20 split. No, don't know them. They're the same price as everybody else. Profit targets are pretty much the same as everybody else. Yeah, looks pretty much the same as everybody else, to be honest. I don't know who they are, though. They look like Tesco. If you're in the UK. If you change that to blue, that's the Tesco logo. Let's change it to blue, shall we? Oh, is it a graphic? Might be a graphic. Oh, it's a graphic. I can't change the colour of it. Yeah, I don't know these guys, but do due diligence. Like I say, always go to who is. Have a look at who they are. Have a look at how long they've been established. No, don't want to go to Shopify. Thank you. June 2021. So they've been going less than a year. Something changed this week. Might have just been an update, move of servers. But they're newish. Like I say, if they look, if you find a new prop firm, this is what I would suggest with prop firms. If you find a new prop firm and they're not offering anything new, go with one of the big guys. If there's a new prop firm out there that's got a new rule or new something that is like, wow, that might be a game changer, yeah, check them out, try them out. But my True Forex funds, the price is the same as my Forex funds. The rules look the same as my Forex funds. My Forex funds have got 1,500 funded traders and been going for many, 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 many years. So who do you want to go with? Rolls-Royce or the brand new car manufacturer that's never put a car on the road? You know, it's just due diligence, really. Try them out. You know, let us know. I'm sure a lot of these are completely legit. It's just a lot of them disappear very, very, very quickly. So gold, what's going on with gold? Nothing. I've been looking for opportunities along gold. Oh, I haven't, but this looks like a pretty good buy spot to me. Just based on what gold's doing, it's just ambling along at the minute. This is where I'd expect to get the next leg up above yesterday's high. So it looks like a pretty good spot for a buy. It's well extended. A lot of people have the 71.9 on. It's even further than that, look. So coming down at the moment though. US dollar obviously. With the US dollar being strong off the back of that news, you've got 3-bar reversal going in for a short. It's both ways, isn't it? Depends how long you're viewing. People keep asking this question in all groups, not in our Telegram group. In all Telegram groups, I see it in Discord channels all the time. What's your thoughts on gold? Right, well, if I'm on the daily chart, it's a long. If I'm on the 5-minute chart, right now in this particular 5 minutes, it's a short. But if that goes bullish engulfing, it's a long. There's no answer to the questions about things like that, is there? It's what do you think? If I hit the sell button now, I've got a chance of it going down to there and making a profit. If you're long on it, you'll probably buy it down there and trade it back up to there. I don't know. I don't know which way it's going. Hit the button, get in. But yeah, nice rejection for a continuation down at the minute on that. US dollar is certainly very strong at the minute. So yeah, might try them. Maybe I can provide feedback on them later. Yeah, give them a go, ladder. Try it. Let us know how you get on. Always open to look at new prop firms. The more the merrier out there that are legit. They have IC Markets as their broker. Better execution and spreads. Yeah. Check. Let me just turn him off a minute. Just waffling away about colleges and stuff in the background. Yeah, I mean, I've got really good market execution and spreads on Traders Global Group, who my Forex funds use. Is very, very, very good. Obviously, I've only been trading it 2 days, but my spreads are not widening. Execution is instant. It's almost like I'm trading a demo account. I'm not, I hope, but I don't care. If I am trading a demo account and I make 50k, I'm still expecting my 75% of it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. IC Markets are pretty good. I've had connection issues with IC Markets. I dumped them a while ago. Platform kept freezing. But, I think the thing with with any broker is I don't necessarily think it's always the broker's fault. I think it's to do with your MT4, the indicators you have, how old your MT4 is, all that sort of stuff. But try them. If they're good, they're good. New prop firm out there. No time challenge deadline. However, max drawdown is less than the usual one. Time, the usual. One-time fee and have no constraints. Who's that? No time frame. Well, that's good. That's a plus. But no, I would argue my Forex funds have no time constraints. You've got to trade for a minimum of 5 days. But I passed both of them in 2 days, but 5 days is nothing. 5 days is a very small amount of time. It's the ones that force you to stay in, like CTI force you to stay in for 30 days, which is fine, it's great, but it's very, very annoying if you hit an evaluation within 15 days and you've still got to sit there and trade for another 15 days. I prefer to not have a time constraint long term, but have no time constraint short term. So I want a swap firm to say you've got up to a year to pass, and if you pass it on day 2, tick. That would be the perfect. And we don't have a trailing drawdown, which is the crux of it. So what are they called, Shalk? What firm is this that you're talking about? Let us know. We can check them out. We're just putting back at the moment. So we did manage to make new lows. That high that was put in off of this propulsion candle that broke that accumulation. Obviously, with this buying pressure is coming in off of that. So there is potential for this to be forming a new leg up. But we'll see. I'm just going to hold this short with a break even and to see if we can kind of get, I think, this gap fill. I'm just going to see. I'm going to hold it basically and go for the home run or just not. I think this afternoon. I still really think we've got that previous gap fill to do. So that's what I'm aiming for. And we had a lovely breakdown below our 2-week accumulation. We've tried, we've failed. So I think we're down. Bruno, it's 75-25 the profit split. On my Forex funds, it's 75-25, 80-20, and then 85-25. So month 1 is 75, month 2 is 80, month 3 is 85, and then obviously on from there is all 85. You can't get paid until you've traded for a month and you're in profit. So you've got to hold the account for a month to get paid, which is fair enough. If you can't hold the account for a month, they don't really want you as a trader, do they? You've got to trade a minimum of 10 days as well. So if you traded for 10 days, doubled the account from 50k to 100k, I would sit on your hands, wait for 30 days and then press the payout button. Which you could do. Yeah, if I went short 50 contracts now, shut my eyes and came back on Wednesday next week, if the market's dumped, I'm loaded. I'm sure there's a lot of people do that. Let's hope that we don't go into 2.5k drawdown and just hope the market collapses on us. It's literally hitting red or black, isn't it? And then leave it to run. I've done that before many times with swing trades and just come back to them, and it's amazing. It gets to where you thought it was going to get to most of the time. You just can't hold it because you're watching the bloody thing all the time. But that's what we do. Gold's coming down nicely. Did you take this short, Proster? Nice 3-bar reversal, short. If we can crack that low, we might get another leg down on gold today. Plenty of time before the market open. Double bottom. Still looking good for a long, but we've still got some pretty good strength at the moment showing on the US dollar. It is pushing higher very, very, very slowly. So hence this is obviously coming down, but there's no massive strength come off the back of that news. So what's the other indices up to? Yeah, so the other indices have all come down really hard. Obviously, I traded that. Decent bearish price action coming in across the board on the indices. So NASDAQ, obviously I was expecting a non-farm payroll spike. That was the reason for that zone. But if it does get all the way down there this afternoon, I might pay attention to that this afternoon. Might set a little alert down there actually. So just setting an alert on that high, just to let me know when we get there. And I might look for a little long out of that. Other than that, ADR today would be a nice area to buy that up if it gets down there. Ment Funding. Shout just sent me that prop firm. Ooh, snazzy website. Didn't get that on YouTube, but funky website. I'll refresh it. Did their stock photography, haven't they? One Step Funding, 300 instruments, infinite potential. That's quite tight. 5% overall drawdown, 4% on the day. Might as well just not have that 4%. You only get 5% drawdown instead of the rest of them are all 10 to 12. So I got short on DAX, then it just flies. Good man. Yeah, keep getting short on it. Keep pushing it down. It's doing all right at the moment. 1 million. Look at that. That's the first time I've seen that. A prop firm offering a 1 million funded account. You got to pay them $7,500 to get it. Uh-oh. Alarm bells. Shocking broker. That's the other firm I just traded with, and I just dumped it because that broker is terrible. You hit the buy button, you sit there for 3 seconds waiting for market execution. Slippage is awful. If you're trading long term, if you're trading M15 upwards, it's not a problem. If you're trading anything lower than M15, you cannot execute trades on 8cap. It's terrible. But if you're swing trading it, it's not an issue. Just if you're going to trade small time frames. That's good though. That's a lot of money though. That's the sort of money you need to go and get a prop firm, like go and get funded with my Forex funds. Do 10 grand in profit in a month or however long, because you get 75%. Take that out and then go and buy one of those. Nice. 75% or compound your account. 1 to 10 stand, 1 to 10 leverage as well. Jeez, that's low, really low. Mind you, if you're only trading one instrument at a time, you don't really need that. If you want to trade multiple instruments though, 1 in 10 is going to take you to a margin call very quickly. It's quite restrictive. 10% target. It's slightly higher targets as well. So it's got pluses and minuses, this one. What's the rules? Hidden rules? What? If the rule is in here, you're in the clear. No hidden rules. Yeah, upgrade. When do I get my account? How do I access trading dashboards? 4% daily start, 5%. trailing drawdown. Trailing drawdown is initially 5% and trails your account until you have achieved the 5% return on your account, and then it caps out. So that's good. So if you've got 100 grand balance, you take it to 110k. You now have 10k drawdown to play with, not 5k. But obviously you've got that 4-day, so 4% daily max. You've got to stay within. Unless you're paid for the upgrade available on checkout, you require a stop loss. Whoops, when opening a trade. Not a violation. That's good. Okay, so they require a stop, but you don't violate if you don't, which is good. Running risk rule, max lot size, 10 lots. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Unless you paid for the upgrade available. There's a lot of upgrades in this one. So if you don't want to use a stop loss, you have to pay them. If you want to hold over the weekends, you have to pay them. You can use EAs. We are given the ability to fund successful traders with live accounts. Hedging, that's good. Starting as low as no pips, rubbish. There is no broker that does 0 pips. So what do we have to pay for as upgrades then? How much are these upgrades? 2 million. You can get a 2 million funded account. Maximum 80k. Drawdown overall 100k. 15 grand. Blimey. So you have to pay 10% extra to hold over the weekend. Double leverage costs you another 25%. And if you don't want to use a stop. So the 50k assessment, which cost me $300 with my Forex funds, costs $652 if you want to have the same. In fact, it's not the same because I get 1 to 100 leverage, but that's the equivalent cost of $300 on my Forex funds. But it's a 2-step evaluation instead of a 1-step. So expensive, but interesting because of that and that. There's very few prop firms that go above 200k. Very few, but this is 50% more expensive than everybody else as well. So look all right, but again, I don't think there's enough advantages there unless I'm going to go with a stupid sized account, which would be lovely. I don't think there's enough advantages on that one. I want to open a funding co after my 30s or 40s. Seems so profitable business since there is no funding company in the Middle East. You can use any funding company. Well, it's international. Trading's international. You don't need to be anywhere. You can be anywhere in the world you like. There's very few brokers that won't accept any international clients. There's ways and means around all regulation. The brokers are very, very, very clever. And the funding firms are as well. Is this max drawdown for the balance or equity? If I'm in a position in drawdown, but I still believe it's going to be profitable eventually, they close my positions and cut me out. It's on, right, so that is a key point, and it's different on every firm. So with these guys, your drawdown, previous day's balance. Oh God, what an annoying drop down. So it's on the previous day's balance. So this works the same way as my Forex funds. So every morning when I open up my dashboard, I have a max drawdown for the day, and that is calculated off of the high of the previous day. So if I'm at 50,000, it's 47,500. If I take that up to 55k today, tomorrow my drawdown will be 52,500. Yeah. So it doesn't change. With people like Top Step and FTMO, if you increase that today to 60k and then you drop, they will close your account out because it's done on liquidity in your account and your equity. So if your equity goes up and then drops more than the daily loss limit, which is 2.5k, you lose your account. And that's what I was saying about these firms, some of these firms out there. That's the most important rule. Is the daily loss limit trailing your equity or not? If it trails your equity, you are so stuffed. You have a whacking great trade that goes up like that and then a new spike takes it down, you blow your account, even if you go to break even on some of them, depending on obviously your trade. But if my loss limit's down here for the day and I take it up there, I want my loss limit to be there. That's my loss limit. You don't want me to lose more than 2.5k? Okay, I won't. If I don't penalise me because I've had a really good morning and then I have a bad afternoon. You told me about that. Yeah. Sorry, I've just realised I've been drawing stuff off the chart because I've got my browser up sort of there. So you probably didn't see half of what I was drawing. But you get the gist. It's about advertisements. Easier to approach by region. Many people feel safe with someone scared of foreign firms. I don't think that's necessarily true these days. I just stopped out a break even on that DAX. I don't mind where the company's based. I wouldn't want to go with the UK company, to be honest. I want to go with a big firm. It's like saying, like I said with cars, yeah. You would not buy a Rolls Royce because they're manufactured in the UK. They're one of the largest, biggest, most established car firms in the world. One of the most prestigious, longest established car manufacturers in the world. Just because they're based in the UK doesn't make any difference, does it? My Forex funds aren't based. I don't know where my Forex funds are based. I don't care. The fact is they've got thousands of traders showing me that they're making thousands of pounds. That's all I'm interested in. I don't really care where they're based. But some people obviously like to shop local, and that's fair enough. But we live in an international world now. I just bought some glasses inserts for my VR headset. I bought them online, no idea where they came from. Then I suddenly realised I bought something from Germany. Don't care. They do the best optics for VR headsets, so I bought it. And it took like 8 days to get here because it had to be shipped over from Germany. But I think we live in an international world now with the internet, and you don't. Location is a lot less important, I think, to a lot of people nowadays. This is all fading back ahead of market open. We're 15 minutes ahead of market open, so I might as well stay on and trade the open, I guess. While I'm here, I was only planning to be on for half an hour, 3/4 an hour for non-farm, but we're 5 minutes away from when I normally start the live room anyway, so let's go for it. Yeah, that's just hit my break even, it did. Harry, I think I will stay with currency pairs this few weeks till my account is stronger. Not strong enough to trade indices for a while. Yeah. Don't forget, all this market movement happens on indices as well. So at the open, yeah, the Euro US dollar will move at the US Open. It all moves on Forex. The only advantage of trading indices is you're limited to a number of pairs, a number of instruments which are correlated. So we've got the NAS, we've got the S&P, and we've got the Dow that all move together. The Euro US dollar also moves at the open. It just doesn't move with such ferocity because we are looking at the open of the US stock market, which is not impactful on FX as much. But FX pairs will move at the open, because as the stock market opens, there'll be international transactions happening on FX pairs as well. So if you want to trade FX, do that as well. But it's probably more the time frame that you're not as interested in, which obviously is the lower time frame. M5, really. M1. If you're super brave like Profster. But risk reward got offices everywhere. RR got offices everywhere. Risk reward. As soon as I say RR, I'm looking to say risk reward. RR got offices everywhere. Yeah. Everybody's got offices everywhere these days. I could open an office in Dubai. You just need an address, don't I? Really? Diamond, I do have to pay attention to where things are coming from, as the import duty in France can be quite high. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're buying physical products, we've got import tax in the UK as well. A lot of the stuff that people send from overseas, they mark it as gift, and then it doesn't get affected by income tax, even if it is import duties. So, yeah, physical products I can understand. Physical products I will always try to buy in the UK. Anything non-tangible, I'll buy it anywhere. I don't care if it's a service. Doesn't matter where the service is based, and if it's a broker, obviously, which is a service, they're brokering my trades out into the market. I don't care where they are. Execution is the most important thing, and stability. So big company, high liquidity. Two things I'm looking for in a broker. Stability, main thing. This is why I left IC markets, because IC was just, I don't know, they just seem to have a lot of problems. Maybe it's just the time I was with them, but Bruno, okay, example. I'm in a position or positions 2,500 negative. I have to close the position and take the loss to lose or lose the funding. Or they themselves close my positions the moment I reach 2.5. No, they don't close your positions. You are in charge. You are the trader. You're in charge of your risk. They won't close your positions out. So if you have got a 2.5k limit and you go to 2.51, you've blown your account. So yeah, no, you can't do that. So you need to be on top of it. So on my what I have running is on my, I got 3 monitors. Yeah, I got all the indices and oil here, and I've got all the FX pairs here, and this is you and me now. On this MT4, I have my P&L showing. On this open MT4, I have my open trades. So I can see at any moment what I've got live P&L and what I've closed. Obviously, this is the one I'm looking at. If this gets anywhere near 2K, I'm out. If you get to 2,000 and you put a stop loss at 500 and you get slipped by 1 pip, you've lost your account. So if you get close to it, $1,000, if I make $1,000 loss in a day, I'm out. I've got it wrong. I've just got it wrong today. If I'm losing $1,000, I'm out of tune with the market, so I'll walk away. I either want to be rolling around break even and making the odd good trade that is pumping me up and getting me into profit. If I'm just making trade after trade after trade and making losses, I've got it wrong. Walk. You get days where it just doesn't work. You just can't do it. You can't trade it, because what will happen is you'll suddenly go in with a massive contract and you will blow it very quickly. That's why that 2.5k loss is there. You're trading with other people's money. You've got to respect it. You've got to be in charge of it. Also, typically no commission on indices. Yep. So yeah, that's the indices have got no commission whatsoever. So have I got any trades? Have I taken any FX trades? Haven't taken any. Okay. So this is my P&L from my live account. Oh God, hang on. So these are all the indices trades, yeah, on the DAX, etc. You can see there's no commission, no swaps. Obviously no swaps because they don't hold overnight. But on the FX pairs, on one lot, there's a round trip $3 commission. So that's the other advantage of trading indices. There's no commissions. So another good reason to trade indices, especially if you're trading with large lot size, large contracts, you don't pay commission. But it's only $3 a lot. You wouldn't want to trade more than a lot on an FX pair anyway, really. Maybe 2-3 lots. So you're only really ever going to pay $10 in commission, unless you've got a really big account. And obviously the stops are the spreads are very, very tight. What's the time? We've got 7 minutes to the open. So Naz is pulling back up into potential support. Anyone ever used Think Trade as a broker here in South Africa? No, not heard of that one. When was I with ICM? Probably 2 years ago. I'd have a look at my statements and see when I last traded with them, but probably a couple of years ago. With IC markets, I switched to Axie from IC. I had literally I had no problem with IC for quite a while, and then I had lots of problems, including one day being locked out of my account for something like 6 or 8 hours. I mean, it was like I was out. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even get a support ticket, and I was 2,000 something in the queue in the support tickets. They had major server outages. After that major server outage, I was thinking twice about using them, and then we had 2 more server outages, which were shorter in time, but there was still, like, can you imagine hitting the buy button with 10 contracts now and then being locked out of your account for 8 hours? Oh, hang on a minute. I'm just going to put my stop in. Oh, you're in massive problems. Couldn't get in. So I was like, this is not acceptable, especially a company the size of IC Markets. So I got off. Yeah, and you're saying you were with them since July 2020. I was probably with them around, where are we, 2022? Was I trading over COVID with them? No, I think this was before 2020. But yeah, 4 minutes to go to the open. Bruno, so even if the market goes my way and makes profit, you're talking about the drawdown again? Yeah, it's you've got 2.5k drawdown, yeah, or whatever it is with your account size. But whatever your daily drawdown is, when you open your browser, your terminal in the morning, you have an allowance of that. Yeah. If you go beyond that at any point today, so if you go up 25k today, but you come down 27.5 and 1 penny, you're blown. Yeah. Literally, that's it. So literally every morning you wake up, you watch your P&L. Every time you take a trade, you watch your P&L. If your P&L is getting anywhere near 2.5k, stop trading, because you're jeopardizing your entire account. And if you are getting near 2.5k, you're trading bad. So stop trading. Go have a walk. While you got locked, Proster, You're talking about IC markets. Their servers went down, basically. They lost access to CME for some reason. We just couldn't trade. So, yeah. That's why. Well, that's I don't know. I don't care. The fact of the matter is, if I've hit the buy and the sell button, I need to be able to access the market. And if I can't access the market because you're broken, I'm not interested. I can't be locked out of the market for that long. Looks like we're rolling over on the NAS. We haven't actually had a look at the indices, have we? Where are we going today? Right. Waffling on. So 2 down days on the trot across all indices. DAX made lovely new lows, gapped up. Looking for shorts on the DAX. Still looking for shorts on the DAX. Haven't got them today. Haven't got anything today, obviously. There's the opening range from this morning. And we just haven't got anywhere. So no movement on the indices. NASDAQ, no movement. S&P, no movement. So we are basically clean sheet. We have no idea where we're going today. No clues whatsoever from the morning Globex session. So it's basically watching the market open and seeing where the market goes, see if we can fathom where it's off to. We are short at the moment based off of the market action that we've had off of non-farm payroll. But that doesn't mean necessarily that we're going to be going short. So we just need to watch this at the open really this afternoon. But looking for a down day, really. We are rolling over at the highs. So, yeah, I feel I want to short the DAX as well. I really feel I want to short the DAX at the minute. It looks like he wants to go short to me, but let's take all these fibs off. They don't mean anything anymore. We've just had an accumulation session, so fibs are irrelevant. We'll see where we go. I'm trading small today. Any thoughts on the yen bias? Afternoon, Franco. Hiding there. No. Someone else just asked me that in Telegram. I can't remember what I said. No idea really. Just in an accumulation mode at the moment, which is typical before the next move. Could go either way. Yen certainly showed strength this week, but usually when it goes, and it hasn't. A little more bullish than bearish, but really nobody knows. That was my answer. Still my answer. I don't know with the yens. They're confusing at the best of times. What I mean by when it goes is we have the stair elevator shaft scenario. All we got was a reverse stair, if you like. No elevator shaft. So the yens looked like they were going to go and they didn't, which is worrying because they've gone now into an accumulation. So we're literally just in an area of balance at the moment, building a book for the next leg. Which way that next leg is going to be, I don't know. I'm more bullish just on everything, i.e. bearish on the yen. I think the yen will potentially weaken slightly and then it will strengthen again, but it should be strengthening up and it's not. So you have to kind of look at it and say, well, we should be looking for longs really on it. But it's a bit of a slug. Got a bit of a spike of 14 pips on non-farm. Yeah, that's all it's got really. Non-farm was a bit of a letdown. So we're just completely retracing non-farm now. Looks like we're trying to get back up into here. DAX is testing the highs. $3 this afternoon. We've got PMIs, manufacturing PMIs for the US as well. So we have got some news coming as well, which is good. Okay, rejected nicely off of those highs. Going short one on the NAS. Oh, that's a bit of a wide stop, isn't it? That's way too wide. Let's go 500. I'll go with another stop down there. That's more realistic. Okay, new lows on the NAS. Same with S&P and Dow. That's a hell of an opening range. The size of that thing. It's vast. That's bearish. Very, very bearish. Tempted to take one of the DAX as well. I'm just going to wait to see if the DAX breaks the opening range low. So we seem to be rejecting all these lows as well down here. So very volatile at the minute. FTSE's pushing new highs off the back of non-farm payroll. So the FTSE's actually making new highs. Everything else is looking very bearish at the minute. But lots of volatility. Really, really flicking about a lot down here. Everywhere at the minute. I'm just hovering over the close button on my other platform. Non-farm payroll didn't take into account the new normal. I hire people. They last a week or so, then they quit. Yeah. That's the thing when all these the payroll figures. How long does it take for stuff to filter through the payroll system to get onto these reports? We could well be seeing very delayed information, couldn't we? There's a lot of buying coming in. We are still holding here though, so no, we're not. That's a hell of a range. I've just gone from 16 points in profit to 72 points in profit. Now back to 36 points in profit on my other account. And that's a massive whipsaw. Need to wait for this candle to close. Got another minute and a half on this, but this thing has got no clue really at the moment, has it? We just completely cleared back up to pre-non-farm payroll. And we've just taken out completely new lows. So for me, this is really the opening range. All of this movement is just clearing the DAX. DAX is going long. Next candle is going to be a little bit more decisive. We'll see where this closes, but bear's coming in now. Just starting to anyway. Okay, 10 seconds. Want to see this close below these lows. To give us some confirmation that we are wanting to go short at the open. There we go. Okay, so looking for some kind of reaction down here. See if we can get down there. It's struggling to go short today. Not resistance, but we are there. DAX trying to take out the opening range lows as well. Not quite there yet. S&P's just made new lows. FTSE's just made new highs. Wow. Another one of those weird sessions. Okay. Closing two of those out, going break even on the last. I don't like it. It's not. It's too jittery. Too much flitting about. Doesn't feel short. I've closed one out on the NAS and I'm holding the other one at break even on my other account as well. Just to show you what I'm doing over there as well. Just got break even. I'm only trading 2 contracts on it this afternoon. I'm not going big. Took a break for a few days, come back swinging, doing well. Sometimes the brain needs to rest, yes. Just gone short on the DAX. Right, I cancelled that pending order off. Now we're going short. I like this short. I'm going short on the DAX. Again, very wide stop. based on that candle at the open, and this just, it's not often we can see the open of the previous session when we get to New York, is it? It just shows you how crap that's been today. So see, we got the massive opening range, the massive spike at the open there as well. We've had another big one. So I'm keeping stops very, very, very wide, low risk. Stopped out second half. Adding a second short on the DAX. Going short on the NAS again. Aussie New Zealand 125 ADR. Tapped straight into that. Strong Aussie again. Oh no, not that strong. That's interesting. Weak New Zealand dollar. Something's happened to the New Zealand dollar. It is not a happy bunny. Okay, looking for an inside bar here. You know you're an excessive trader when you find a dime on the street and jump for joy. I got 10 pips. Yeah. It's when you find a $10 note on the floor and you go to pick it up and someone's got it attached to a piece of string and yanks it away. Got some bullish price action just starting to tick in at the minute. Going to add on a break of these lows. Nasty double bottom on the Nasdaq, on the DAX rather. S&P double bottom. Dow double bottom. buyers stepping in at the minute. Apart from NASDAQ, seems to have a little bit more strength than everything else at the minute. God, could it be that I've actually chosen the index today that does what we want it to do and is doing something different to the rest? I doubt it, but let's see. No. Sticking up. That's a lot of bullish price action coming in there. See how quickly that gets weighted back down again. A lot of buyers stepping in down here. Not quite sure why. Let's have a quick look at the S&P and see where we are levels wise. No real reason to be buying up here. Yesterday's low, I'd understand it, but not quite sure why we're buying here. Unless we're buying off this area, but assume it's a pullback. As my old mentor used to say, assume makes an arse of you and me. That's why it's spelt that way. New strategy. When Lee says it's bullish, go bearish. Yeah, that's always been people's strategies. Ask anybody that's been in the live room for a long time. When I'm position trading, wait for me to get into 3 positions, then take your first. I'm what's called an aggressive trader. Going with both guns blazing. Worry about it when you run out of ammo. Okay, new lows. Ooh, hello. Just gathered me up into a position there and then decided to pop off. That's not very friendly. ISM in 10 minutes. Manufacturing PMIs. Kidding. My 1K is from your bias. I haven't really got bias today. I am short, but tricky. Okay, just coming down into potential support area on the NAS. Come the sellers. Just closing one out on my other platform. I'm not going to do it here. Just close one out on my other platform. I'm up 750 now. So still got selling action coming in. I'm just protecting it. I'm above target. So. I'm just basically on my other account, on this funded account, I'm just trying to scrape my way to 2.5k basically, so that from that point on, I've got that extra leverage to play with, or extra drawdown to play with on the account. So I'm just being a bit overcautious, just trying to build the account to get the drawdown up, and then I'll start going with larger contracts. But so I'm just trying to basically 500, 750 a day is really where I'm looking to be. And then by end of next week, I'll have a nice buffer to start taking some decent position size with. Still going down. I'm 0.6 down on this account today so far. No, I'm not. 0.4 down, sorry. Now. So that's break even. All right, closing those down there, 0.5%. Up 0.1 and leaving the DAX run. Obviously, I'm leveraged on both of these indices. So obviously, if this suddenly spikes back up, I'm going to be break even with no profit here, and I'm going to be in drawdown here. So I'm taking the profit off of that one to let this one run. It's obviously over leveraged. If you're short on an indice, on two indices at the same time, you're doubling your exposure, obviously, because indices are linked. What do I think about the ATR for setting a stop loss? Yeah, ATR is good. 1.5 ATR is a good stop loss to use. So ATR works well. Whatever one you want to use, but so ATR on this at the moment is 24.5, so it'd be 245. But obviously ATR over the last 14 candles is distorted at the open. That's the trouble with ATR. Obviously the ATR today for the entire session, as you can see through Globex, has been sitting down here. Now look at the open. So when you get to the open, the ATR is much less useful. It's much more useful in Forex ATR because you have more stable price action throughout the day and also throughout the night. But indices is a bit more tricky. So you need to use a slower, a faster ATR really, like an ATR, probably an ATR 5 or 6. Looking at the last, it depends on your time frame. Looking at the last half an hour. See, now it's up to 360. That candle though was 600 pips. It's saying it was 36, 360. But it was 360 if you measure that candle, 258. That one, 400, 400, 500. So on average, about 360, 370. But we just put in a 600. So if you're trailing by ATR, your stop loss is going to be halfway up that candle. You're going to get stopped out on that because this is definitely going to pull back into there. So it's got its usage, but I don't find it as useful. If you want to trail, the best things to trail are a parabolic SAR or a moving average, or an opposite candle high. So in this case, it would be this one here, this green candle. Or just candle high. Yeah. In a good bear trend, we're going to get, you got a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Inside bar, higher. So you get stopped out there. Yeah, so you should always, if you're on a really good trend, you should always be getting a lower high and a lower low. So if you trail that candle every time, when you get a bull candle, you're going to get stopped out. And that's the setting you've got in here. Oh, hello. For trailing stops, trail behind candles instead of points. You can trail behind 1 or 2 candles behind price. But only works in a trend, obviously. Trends always come to an end. So there's no right answer for that. Stop. If you trail a stop, you're going to get stopped out. That's what trading stops are for. Have a great weekend all. Off to Vegas for a lost weekend. Good luck, Franco. I've never been. It's one of the places on my bucket list, Vegas. Used to play an awful lot of blackjack and roulette, so would love to go. Especially so that I can sit at the pokey machines or the fruit machines and get plied with drinks all day. What more could you want? Have a good one. Balls coming in down the bottom. So potentially this is a good buy area for NASDAQ. Let's go out to 15 minutes to see it. Oh, let's go there. So that high, which we broke through, is potentially an area that's going to start to get bought up. It's an old invalidated demand zone. But we're very bearish today, so I don't really want to be buying. I'd rather be selling at the highs. Good job I had my big old stops on this today, I've just got an email from CTI. As of Sunday, the 3rd of April, I don't know if anybody's trading with CTI, but as of Sunday, 3rd of April, their automation for the 1.5% maximum risk per position will go live on their systems. So basically, it's a 1.5% hard stop. So they have a rule at CTI where you must have a stop loss of 1.5% on your positions. So they're putting in place basically a hard stop. So if you had a stop loss which was further away, then it will automatically stop out for you. So they don't invalidate your account. They basically stop you out automatically on your positions. So they're putting that in place. PMI has just come out, 3 o'clock. 57.1, forecast 59. So lower than forecast. Market doesn't seem to really be bothered about that. No reaction on the dollar. Just taking another sell up here. I'm adding to a loser here, but I'm going to reduce my risk down on this position. Might pop it down there actually. So basically looking for this to be a lower high. And a continuation push down. So I'm looking for a new low. Only reason I'm basing that on is on the other indices. All the other indices we are short, making new lows across the board. The DAX is the only one at the moment that hasn't made a new low. So I'm expecting some more bearish price action to come in on the DAX. why I'm adding one more, but obviously with a very tight risk. So it's only 0.25% with a wide stop, and I've reduced that down to probably 0.1% on that individual position. So very little risk, but obviously if the position goes my way, I'm going to have three shorts on, which makes a much bigger reward. More bearish price action coming in. I'm taking that same position on the DAX on my other account, just with a very small position size. I'm just putting this one on basically. Someone's just asking me about trading with EAs in prop firms, and he's asking about my EA basically with FTMO. And basically the ruling with EAs in prop firms is there to stop the exposure of the portfolio being too large. So if everybody is trading with ABC EA, just about to get stopped out of that position. It's only $50. I've got a stop basically just above here. I've just taken a short on the other account there with a very tight stop. I was expecting that to be the reversal. It might still be, but we are pulling back at the moment, back up into this area on the DAX, on the NAS as well. So yeah, if everybody's trading with the ABC EA, obviously if the investors invest in the traders, so if you've got 100 traders using this EA and they're all using the same settings, you're going to have potentially $100,000 portfolios all entering the same position at the same time with the same stop loss and the same TP. So therefore what's happening is you've got 100 traders trading exactly the same way. So the exposure on the portfolio is not $100,000, it's $10 million. That's why they don't allow you to trade with commercial EAs, because if you've got a commercial EA that can pass a prop firm, yeah, and you've got 100 people using it, the exposure on the prop firm's portfolio is far too large. And the prop firms have systems in place basically to detect trades being taken at the same time. So if your account is taking trades within half a second or a second of other people with exactly the same requested entry and exactly the same requested TP and stop loss, give or take a pip or two, it's pretty obvious you're all using exactly the same EA. If you pass a prop firm in that way, your your account after passing the prop firm goes through evaluation, manual evaluation, they will pick that up and you won't get passed. And they won't give you your money back either because you've broken the terms and conditions. So if you get an EA that has got different settings and you adjust those settings, so what he's asking is, if I use a particular set file that I've created, will I get detected? No, you won't. Because all that gets sent to the brokerage is that an EA took the position and it comments what the position was and the EA took it, but it doesn't tell you anything more about how that trade was taken within the EA. So if ABC bot was bought by 50 different traders and every single one of them set their risk reward parameters differently and set different times of day to trade, and it was doing the same rules but completely differently, you would get them all taking roughly different trades, wouldn't you? So you just got to be very careful with EAs, and that's why prop firms don't like using them, because it's to do with account exposure. There's a number of cases, and there's one in the Discord channel for my Forex funds at the moment where there's 1,300 accounts been traded with exactly the same EA, because this guy's saying he'll pass your prop firm challenge for you. And he's advertising that he'll pass your prop firm challenge. He's got an EA which is very high risk, will get past 70-80% of the time. It won't last long term, but it'll get you through a prop firm challenge. And of course everybody's taking exactly the same trades with it. It's obvious, it's a footprint. So if you're going to use EAs, you can use EAs, but they've got to be your own EAs. Or they've got to be a commercial EA with loads of settings like the one I have, which is very unlikely you're ever going to get everybody using exactly the same settings. So therefore you won't get the same trades. Therefore it's not a problem. So EAs are only a problem if they can be detected. So just to explain, John, if you're in here. If you're not in here, don't worry. I've answered the question anyway. So this is taking its sweet time now. So we're holding up down at this propulsion gap. 1 bar pullback and a 3 bar pullback and a 1 bar pullback. So we are very strong bearish on indices at the minute. DAX is the strongest of the lot at the minute. Stopped out of that. $52. Lovely double top. Brand new candle, but nice for a if that double top's going to hold, which it hasn't. I was going to say nice entry under the lows, but still fairly nice entry under the lows. Aussie really going for it. So Aussie CAD has just come off of ADR very nicely. Reversal alert on that one. Aussie Swiss just got reversal alert. M pattern off of ADR. Oops. Aussie New Zealand, obviously we've 125. Lovely bearish move gone in off the highs there, but still an inside bar. So technically still bullish. And pound odd come off of ADR. So we got the bounce on pound odd. So that reversal alert on the 4 hour is holding at the minute. Deeper retest. Nice symmetrical triangle forming on oil on the 5 minute. Bullish breakout forming there. Wow, a load of buyers coming in. So this could be where we are turning today. This could be the session low we've put in on the Nasdaq, which would be unfortunate for me. Take with one hand, give away with the other at the moment. Danger of trading two indices at the same time. So that was a 0.1 loss there. Tiny little loss on that position. It's worth taking it. Just to risk that 0.1 for a drop, which would have added obviously a much faster acceleration of profits as we went down, but didn't quite get it on. So we just taken out that high. We're still lower high, and we're still within the opening range high. But we're still in this accumulation. S&P just double topped. So S&P, we've still got this big run up to this low potentially to do off this drop. We've double bottomed on yesterday's low. So we could be double bottoming to come back up and retest this area for longs. Nasdaq certainly looks like that is what it wants to do as well at the minute, but it is just a pullback at the moment. So we're just putting back into this area. Potentially a good short here if we're going to continue bearish, but difficult one to call because we've just obviously come out of potential support as well, so it could be either way from here. See what unfolds over the next 5-10 minutes. Why is it taking this long, Proster? It just is. This I've got all these wicks here. We keep rejecting it. We are pushing up into highs here, but this is the area where we've been consistently selling out of. So it's getting to the point where you can see on the wicks up here, it's just this is where we tend to sell from today. It's just very, very grindy and slow at the minute, but I like it short up there. But all the US indices are long. We're trying to long anyway, but I mean, They are very short, obviously, at the moment, but they are at the moment trying to long right now. ECT Pete, currently looking at the indicators but don't know which route to take as they are available for both MT4 and MT5. What's the advantage with MT5 over MT4? There isn't. It's personal preference. A lot of the time, at the end of the day, do you want to trade on deriv.com? Do you want to trade synthetic indices? If the answer is no, MT4. MT4 is more stable, more established. There's more indicators available for it. 95% of the trading industry uses it over MT5, and every broker supports it. MT5, some brokers don't support it. It's auto updated and sometimes glitches and has bugs introduced into it. There's less indicators available for it commercially and free. It has better back testing facilities in MT5, but marginal. So for me at the moment, it's MT4 all the way. And I know the statistics because I see the sales going through MQL5 of my indicators, and it's 95% MT4, 5% MT5. So I know the majority of people are using MT4 as well, same as me. MT5 was to be a replacement for MT4. What they didn't factor in was the fact that the software had been running for 10 years and or more than 10 years, and everybody who was to be developing indicators had developed literally tens of thousands of indicators for MT4. They introduced MT5 and it had nothing. And a lot of the indicators that were amazing and produced for MT4, the people that built them just either weren't interested in making them for MT5 because they didn't use it, or they weren't around anymore. So all the indicators I use, there are some of them are available for MT5, the free ones I mean. A lot of them aren't because they're just not available. So people use MT4 still. And I don't think MQL5 is ever going to change that, because as long as 95% of their sales are coming on MT4, they're not going to drop it. So MT4 wins at the moment. Short one on NAS. Stop above the high. See if we can get another leg down and break that support. If we break that support, we got a very decent drop back down to ADR today. Is the next support zone. Got to break this level though. We need to crack this and go. Certainly a lot of selling coming in. That's where I was looking to sell. I missed it. I was just talking. Never mind. It's going down. That's all that's important. Adding a sell stop. I will add another sell stop down there as well. Just waiting for it to pull back slightly so I can get a sell stop order in. Might just have to sell at market when we pop it, to be honest. Just checking financial juice. Okay, we got Novak talking about Russia. So this is potentially the announcement about whether or not they're going to cut off supplies. Sell stop, just moving that down to break these lows. Current oil output decline is due to temporary logistics and funding issues. Russia considers IEA oil market data and output projections as biased. The removal IEA from OPEC data contributors is due to IEA's based approach. So Russia basically having a go at the oil industry for fixing the figures, because they're now not using Russian oil in their discussion, in their reporting. It's just literally sideswipe after sideswipe, isn't it? Ukraine comes out with something, Russia fights back. Biden comes out with something, Russia fights back. Russia comes out with something, Ukraine fights back. Literally, it's just like school kids in a playground, isn't it? As long as they're making it do that and that, I don't care. So what I want Russia to do, come out now and say, we are definitely not going to back off. We are going to go in hard this weekend. Thank you very much. So if this is the bottom, this is the second leg pullback. So you'll find a lot of buyers will step in here. So as we hit a bottom and we make a nice big move up, people will be seeing a potential W formation. They'll be entering here, assuming this is the second leg down, ready for the next leg up to break market structure. That's why you see a lot of buying pressure and difficult to put the second legs in. And obviously the second legs are also acting as a double bottom, which people buy up as well. So there's always a lot of buying pressure when we come down and retest to try and crack the next leg. So it's whoever's got the most orders in the market at the time, sellers or buyers, will decide whether or not we crack that low or whether we do in fact put in that W reversal. But this is a nice resistance bounce there and bearish engulfing, so very nice bullish price action. But if this starts now to pull up and breaks this high, that's new market structure. Yeah, please, Russia should go hard. Yeah, well, we don't need Russia to go hard. I don't want Russia to go hard on Ukraine. What I want them to say is that they're going to go hard on the Ukraine and then not do it, because that will tank the markets. I'll make a load of money and the Ukrainians will all survive. That's the perfect situation. Well, them to say they're going to do it on Sunday and then something happen between now and Sunday which makes everything go back the other way. That would also be good. Basically, I just want Putin to say something this afternoon and we're all going to make a load of money. It's kind of what we tend to hang on at the minute, isn't it? Waiting for Putin to say something. Putin is the new Trump. I bet Trump would love to hear that. He was good mates with Putin, wasn't he? Trump. He liked a bit of Putin. And Kim Jong-un. God, how... You know, leader of the free world. The two people he met to have the most conversations with. Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Fail. Try again. S&P is just smashed through new lows. Good bearish price action coming in now as well. You can hear across the board. Nasdaq for some reason is not following suit at the minute. We've got divergence on the Nasdaq. S&P is down. Divergence on Nasdaq long. So a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers stepping in here. Big supply zone. This very strong. Shame we got stopped out in that third position up there. Should have let it run up there really, but hindsight. Just let them make some threats. Yeah, exactly. We want Russia just to threaten everybody, because the markets get scared and start selling all their stocks off. And then we sell it to death, wait for it to hit support level, and then we buy it, ready for the Ukrainian PM to come out and say, okay, we'll sit down around the table next week. Is that all right, Mr. Putin? And everything goes back up again. God, to be an insider in Putin's gang at the moment, you could make an absolute fortune. Excuse me, Mr. Putin, what time are you planning on speaking? Brilliant. Erdogan. It's important that parties act rationally and maintain dialogue. Yeah, because Turkey's very close to where the fighting is. I should imagine you are looking for peace. Japan's just come out with some news. Volumes, timings of the IEA led oil release could be agreed as early as within a week. Slowing down all this selling pressure. So we've got divergence formed now on the US indices. S&P and the DAX both pushing lower, and Nasdaq pushing higher. The Dow also, we have new low. So Nasdaq tech stocks holding up much better than the rest of the market at the minute. Still being held back, but not. It's like a little bit like a coiled spring here. Dow is absolutely collapsing. I'm getting ready to get out of this Nasdaq. US dollar is still really, really strong. I'm quite surprised we're getting such a big push up on the NAS at the minute. US dollar is strong across the board at the moment. We should be seeing really a little bit of selling pressure, more selling pressure coming into the indices, but we're not at the moment. Very strong US. Okay, we are holding up here at the minute, but obviously we are trying very hard to make a new high. So I'm looking for this area here, really, this little accumulation to try and hold. Oil's coming down quite hard off the back of that news. Somebody just said 14,560 is a key level. Oh yeah, that's a key level, but I'm not sure we're going there before we go there. I think we are coming there at some point soon. Okay, see that come off my break even, look. That was nice. My break even has become a resistance level. Still loads of buyers coming in at the minute, so this may well be a reversal starting. Just being a bit careful on these ones. A lot of buyers coming in down here. Still looking for, obviously, that to hold, as we have done on the S&P and the Dow. New low to get formed, but not quite getting there on the Nasdaq. Yet again, I seem to have picked the one index that is not behaving as the others. I've had a knack for that this week, haven't I? Picking the wrong one. Just about to get stopped out on my other account. I've got my stop there, basically above that candle high. There you go, stopped out. Not on this one though. Still running. Nice rejection starting to show there. Still got 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left on this candle. We've seen some selling pressure starting to potentially move in here. We've gone a bit slow. Really big drop on oil. So that broke out to the downside. more strength coming in on the US dollar. Again, we should see indices starting to weigh down a little bit more. Bruno, thank you for all the knowledge you share with us. Been watching you every day for a while. Cool. Knowledge is power. Still got to find a way to use that power. There's lots of very, very clever people out there that can't actually do their jobs. Not in trading, I'm talking about in life in general. Just because you get an A+ in your brain exam, in your brain surgeon exam, doesn't mean you're not going to be. Doesn't mean you're going to be a good brain surgeon. Sellers starting to kick in on the S&P. A little bit of selling pressure starting. So new lows. Lower highs starting to show their faces. So we are now in a contraction. "45 seconds left on this candle." S&P is just trying, the Dow is just trying to make a new low at the minute off of a double bottom. So if we crack that, that's a 1 bar pullback. That shows quite nice weakness across the indices. So hopefully that will start that dropping. I've just taken a position short on my other account as well. In a very similar spot to where we are now. Tight stop above the high of this candle though. Dow didn't make a new low. So just accumulating. We've gone very, very slow. New lows on the Dow. S&P is just about to as well. Trying to anyway. New lows on the DAX. Come on, S&P. Join the club. Come on, no one likes an odd one out. It's not playing ball, is it? Just seeing what that level is. I've got drawn in there. It's those highs. So we're sitting on a fairly strong support at the moment. We've respected this numerous occasions this level. 14,435. Some bulls coming in now. S&P's rejected those lows. Oh God. Says the Nasdaq. So it's really strong double bottom on the S&P there. We tried very hard to break that. All the other indices managed it. So we may find this is it. Give it another couple of candles, but Nasdaq's certainly struggling down here. It's like we're waiting for something. There's a lot of buying going on, but not a lot of movement. Still very, very heavy. I get the feeling at the moment, the sellers are just going to give up on this. And we're just going to pop out the top of this. There's an awful lot of buying. And yeah, it looks like they're starting to step aside now. We may well be going long from down here. So this W might be holding. They did give up pretty easy, didn't they? S&P struggling to find new highs, and we haven't managed to get out through this area yet either. So a lot of indecision down here. We're going to go one way or the other in a minute. But I get the feeling if we do push down again, it's probably going to be the last leg. Everything else is starting to move up ever so slightly. Okay, stopped out in that position. No, closing it out. Don't like it long. Don't like it short. So S&P's double bottomed. Nasdaq's obviously never got to a double bottom and is pulling out of this area, but it's so slow. We haven't gone anywhere. So we're just basically back up at the opening range low now. We're nearly an hour and a half in. We've literally done that. And obviously, as you can see, we've done nothing on the DAX either. So it's range bound. You've got to be in on small time frames on this. Literally playing a candle or two at a time. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Very, very labour intensive. If you want to do it. But it's not going anywhere today. It's Friday afternoon. Non-farm payroll was a damp squid. The FX market's not moving too bad. We've got some fairly decent movement on the US dollar, but that is also, for the last hour, gone nowhere. We've pushed quite hard, but we've also pulled back now. So it's all very wishy-washy this afternoon. No good trends to make much money off of. So I'm not done bad today. I've just made the loss on that one. So I'm up $400 on the day. So I'll take that and run, I think. Rubbish. So quite possibly, if you see the DAX getting back up here, look for shorts. I would go, if you're going to go safe, go above the highest high here. Obviously, the opening range high was just a dump of liquidity, so this is really our range here. And the lows, obviously, are again expanding down. So if we get back up there, nice short, you could literally play it down to this low and maybe even come back down here. But don't forget, we've still got that gap from today, which they may well just drop off a cliff and do towards the end of day as well. So bad day for you, Profster, is it? Yes, it's a tough one again today. Hopefully you all see what I mean by scalping is hard work now. It is the most difficult way to make money and the most stressful and tiring way to extract money out of the market. It's the hardest price action to read as well. But it's also very, very, very rewarding. You know, we have 10% days. You can make an awful lot of money, but you've got to rely on the trend days. The trend days is where you make your money. When we get those trend days that just go on for 6, 7, 8 legs, and you're just selling the highs, and you just go, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. 6, 10 in a row, done. Days like this, this is where I'm normally running at break even to minus 2%. And it literally is a numbers game. How many trend days are we going to get? Or how many rotation days are we going to get the highs and the lows right? It doesn't matter. As long as you're getting in and you're getting out and you're banking more than you're losing, it's literally it. But yeah, hard work. So news-wise over the weekend, we've got nothing apart from daylight savings time shifts. A quick look at next week. A bit light next week. We've got FOMC on Wednesday, which again, like non-farm payroll at the moment, is either like that or like that. So we'll see what happens with FOMC for the next week. But Wednesday, 7 o'clock. I'm never around for FOMC because I'm always at a class, unfortunately. But good one to trade. PMIs next week. We've got the Aussie dollar rates next week. Monday, nothing much apart from Bailey speaking. And then we've got Canadian unemployment, which only affects the CAD, doesn't affect anything else really. So very light week next week. Again, we're going to be sitting there waiting for Putin to speak. and the market will be very, very up and downy, I think, still. So I think we really need to start concentrating much more on range-bound stuff for the moment. And obviously that can change on a dime. But supply and demand zones, support and resistance is kind of key at the moment, as you can see here today. It's just trying to trade ranges is hard work, because ranges are never exact, and by the time you've seen the candle off of the range, you're quite often a long way from the range high. That entry there, for example, looking at the old range that we had, yeah, you're kind of halfway into it, aren't you? So the risk reward is very difficult in ranges on lower time frames a lot of the time. But in and out fast, name of the game at the minute. So yeah, watch it. S&P is obviously bouncing, but obviously everything is also bouncing up into 24, not dailies, onto 2050 moving average ranges as well. So in effect, these are new legs down potentially that we could see forming here. So potentially a good selling spot, but obviously it's also a good buying spot from down there. But you know, we're not moving anywhere, are we? So tough. So if you're going to continue to trade it, good luck. Hopefully we'll make some more money this afternoon. But I'm going to call it a day there, I think, today. Go and do other stuff. So I'll be back tomorrow. No, I won't. I'll be back on Monday. I'm not here on Tuesday afternoon next week, but I'm here Monday morning, 7:50, same time, and same for the New York session on Monday afternoon. It's only Tuesday. I'm not around. So yeah, hopefully have a good weekend. If you're going to continue to trade this, keep it tight, and hopefully you can milk something out of this, but still a bit bearish on these. And I will be back 7:50 on Monday morning. So have a good weekend, and I will see you then, hopefully. Have a good one.